Hi friends, Todd here. I'm going to try to get a sort of a more detailed explanation of this droning auto harp that I played the other day. I thought as a kind of an interesting comparison here. This is called a Shruti box. It comes to us from Indian music where drones are often used, present in their sacred music and just music in general. And it's a bellows type instrument, sort of like an accordion. And it has these flaps on this side which correspond to the notes on a piano. So if I open up the D flap, I can play at that D note and try to keep it. Oh, I had the E open next to it, so there it is. That's that D frequency in that range, mid-range. And if I open up the A above it, you can hear that other sound coming in. That's what we call a fifth. Do, so. The D, the A is the fifth above it. Now you could sing a whole song just on top of those notes if you kept that drone going. Sunburn hot, burned my eyes, burned so hot I thought I died and gone to hell, looking for the water from a deeper well. So music isn't always chordal the way we think of it on an auto harp, or even melodic. It has elements of very ancient sounds, like going back to the Aborigine people who developed these drones out of these long, hollowed out logs, and all through down history, the bagpipes and mountain dulcimers, lots of instruments have them. So I think what's interesting with the auto harp, to me as a player, it's more than just boom chucking and boom chucking all the time. It's how can I use the auto harp to create effects, sound effects, kind of like the old pianos in the movie palaces where, you know, the piano player would play this wonderful stuff, but it wasn't really about playing an accompaniment. It was more about creating a mood that would fit whatever was happening on the screen in the story. And, you know, they could play these diminished seventh chords and create this feeling of, oh no, what's about to happen? And so music is cool that way because it sometimes it is the underpinning of the story that you're trying to tell. And it's not always just the music first and the story second. Sometimes it's the story first, and whatever you do with the sound under it is part of the story. So this first string on this auto harp plays a low D. The second string plays an A. So there's that D-A drone. Just like I was playing on the Shruti box, an octave up. But rather than just play those two strings, I added another D here. D. The same note but an octave apart. And then another A. So the whole sequence is D. So there's a full octave of drones playing there. If you play the four of them together, it's like one note becomes two notes, two becomes three notes, becomes four, and the four notes become one note. And, you know, with drones, it's like, how do you keep them going? Well, you have to keep coming back and strumming them once in a while, but there's a lot of sustain on the auto harp, so you don't have to keep hammering on them. They'll play a while just on their own. And this low D-A drone is present on all of the chords on this auto harp. Here's the basic D chord. And there's the drone, which I can catch on a backstroke after playing the D chord. Here's a G chord. The drone is still present. Here's the A chord. There's even a C chord. So whatever chord you're playing, whatever melody note you're on, whatever note you're singing, you can always add that layer underneath of this drone. That if you can keep it, the presence of a drone is that it's constant. It's a constant. You know, maybe you didn't like your political science professor who droned on, but there is a kind of a hypnotic effect to having drones in our lives and in our daily music, or however we're going to find a way to use them. So, you know, if you're making diatonic auto harp setups, you don't need to have all of the chromatic notes. You can do other things with these strings. So that D here, which is in part of my drone, is the same as the D further up the string bed. So if I'm just playing the D as part of the D chord or as a melody note, I may catch it here, but that same note is available down here in the bass area where the drones are. So I'm going to sing this song, which is called Mississippi Summer by Kahn.
I found this on the web for
and
the
it kind of lends itself to just singing on top of these drone notes, and every once in a while adding some stuff that might add drama or meaning to the words, whatever. I don't really have an arrangement here. I can't send this to you in a PDF form and say this is where you put the drones and here's where you put the other things. This is just sort of kind of a more amorphous, free-flowing response to the words that I'm singing by using the instrument as really a sound effect tool. My hands are as cracked as an August field. Burned in the sun for 100 years. Furrow so deep you can hide yourself. But I ain't chopping cotton no more this year. I'll just sit on the porch with my eagle eye. I'm gonna watch for a change in the wind. Rows are as straight as a shotgun barrel. As far as a bullet can spear. Well, you know how hot it gets in Mississippi. You know how dry it gets in the summer sun. Well, the dust clouds swirl all down the delta. I just hope that I don't die before the harvest comes. The black clouds gathering at the edge of town. Ain't no rain gonna fall on us. Hoes rise and fall in the distant field. The earth takes a beating for all of us. I thought I heard the angel of death overhead. It was only the crop dusters play. Hoes rise and fall like the beating of wings. Lord, send us freedom and rain. So much music, so much of life is repeat and vary. It's a contrast, dark and light, life and death. Thought I heard the angel of death overhead. finality about these little drones. It's only the crop dusters play. Lord, send us freedom and rain. There's that lovely waterfall autoharp when the rain starts falling. You can keep it there and leave it hopeful and light, or you know the death is going to come back and there's no way to prevent it. And you can end it with finality.